Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yes, we're painting again. And I've just brought up the picture that I did of when I fixed a painting. I did like a paint over of my own painting basically. And I thought, oh, it'd be quite fun to paint. So it's a good old scene of the mountain and blue sky. So let's do this. Let's get this on the road, the show on the road. Some white and blue. Quite nice. Maybe a little bit more white. There we go, I think that's about right. So we had a big cloud as well. We'll just do this however we want. We don't have to do it the same. We'll just see what happens as we paint. A bit more water. I like to keep things open to change. Don't always have to do the same stuff. Always open to change. So my brain was ticking today, and while I was at work, my brain was thinking, after that weird portrait I did yesterday, what other weird type of portraits can I do? I thought of all sorts of weird scenes in my head of like, I thought of doing one where I did a whole, because I took some reference photos of streets with people walking in them. I thought I could like mess around and put loads of cyclopses in there. And walk in the streets instead of people. I'm going to put some water in here as well, so same colour, same colour. The old paint will change slightly as it dries, but that's alright, we don't mind. We don't mind. So I'm just doing some light here. There we go, something like that. Just let that dry a little bit. And then what I want, actually, while it's drying, we'll keep painting, and then we can do a little bit of the wet, in wet sort of technique. So a little bit of brown, a little bit of blue. I think this is our shadow side to the clouds. A little bit of brown, a little bit of blue, a little bit of white. Get our nice grey. And we went for a big cloud. That's not really light, dark enough. It looked dark enough, but when you put it on the page, it wasn't. So you had to change it. Don't be afraid to remix a colour until you got it right, and then you can use it. Otherwise, look at that. A big area like that. I like clouds. Something interesting about clouds. I've got this wind going in these clouds. You see, the more I've started painting them, the more movement is in them, and I can feel my shoulders loosening a bit as well. They say the trick to a great painter is a loose shoulder. A loose shoulder, yeah. So I'm always thinking, loosen that shoulder a little bit. Nah, not actually. But yeah, that is supposed to be true though. That's what I've been told. Maybe it's just one of those myths. I like that sky. I like this sky better than the one that I did before. I'm going to get some of the white. I'm throwing... Oops. Oh, how did all this yellow get on? Oh, must have been on the underside of the plate or something. Don't know what happened there. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, I'm getting some dull colour mixed in with the white. Because I don't want it to be pure white. Oh, what a disaster this is. Good job I'm putting a tree there. The tree will save me. Let's get some of this white then. Smooth. Use the finger to mist out some of these bits. Light. I love clouds. Clouds are amazing, aren't they? You see them just in the sky and they're always hanging around. But they do make amazing scenes in the sky, and a sky without clouds, it just doesn't have the same energy. Quite a lot of energy in there. Bit bitty there. Break that up a bit. And there. And there. Sometimes you feel it needs a bit of breaking up, a bit of change. Okay. Okay, I think that cloud, that sky, I started to really get into that actually. I'll stop there, because I quite like it. I'm going to get my same colour, blue and brown. I'm going to stop putting in a mountain. About here. put in a little bit of colour then. That more blue and brown, that's all that is. There we go. Down this bottom part we can have it a bit lighter. Just mist that away a bit. Wow, we're totally changing this idea now. We're moving away from my original thought process. But I think this is going to look pretty good. I think it's going to look pretty cool. So I was going to have this as water. I don't know if I want this as water anymore. Maybe I will. Just need to put my snow on the mountain. So I want a bit of snow back there. So I can grab some white. I'll put a little bit of red in it. A little bit of a tiny bit of red. Yeah, got that. A nice bit of red and white. I've got some light hitting this mountainside. I'll go to about there. And then this side. Something like that. Let that kind of mist away a bit. Something like that. And then this background one there. Sort of soften that, and then kind of like the idea of a bit of light mist here. Okay. So we've got that mist, and then we can put some of this in. blue in the mist where you want it to go. A little bit of bluey white just in there. Just sort of press down, it sort of mixes a bit, and you can get a little bit more differences. You can throw in more dark areas if you want. Details, however many details you want to put in. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And then I'll put in a little bit more light on it. In the meantime, I will put in some, kind of want a bit of land. Maybe I could get a sort of a hill. That's not a bad idea, having a sort of a hill here. Bit of a hill. Bit of yellow in it. We use that yellow that we spilt everywhere. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to give it that sort of look like it's quite distant anyway. There we go. Alright, what does that look like? Not there and then not there. And then we can have some of this in the water. Pull that in. Something like that. Get it sort of like one-sided, and then I think I'll put maybe as a tree. Sort of want to get a bit of a greeny Sort of a greeny colour. But I don't want to get it too soon, you see. I want to put it in here. Give it that kind of Lake District kind of look, where you can see you get grasses and things, but you also get snowy mountains. The water go to one side like that. Yeah, quite like that. So I'm going to get a bit of the old yellow ochre and the cad yellow and white. Get a bit of that yellow ochre. Throwing it in my colour. I'm going to use that and start putting it in this. Start looking for the lights. Sort of changing the colours and areas. Bit of red in some of it, bit of yellow. All these different colours. Back here I don't want there to be too much. Other than misty kind of scenes, mistiness. Bit of mistiness there as well. I do like the way watercolour behaves when you want to do some sort of misty scenes. It does work really well. So I'm going to mist this up as well here. I'm going to take that away. This is what I mean about being open to change. Open to change. Started off with one idea and then it changes. Okay. Just to blend all that together a little bit. Alright, while we're at it, we get a bit of sunshine, a bit of yellow ochre, and I need a bit more pure white. Yellow ochre and some pure white, just to show you. A bit of yellow ochre and some pure white. We're gonna have the sun going zing down here and then hitting this. Loads of light hitting this mountain here, going all down that side. Fantastic. Really bright, and this as well. See how bright that is. And I'm letting the paint break by using quite a light touch, and the paint is quite dry as well. So it's a bit of a dry brush. And there's a bit there as well. And then a bit of secondary light hitting that. I don't want that to be quite as bright as the cloud. I mean, I don't want the cloud to be quite as bright as the mountain, so I'll put that in and just hitting a few areas as well. But like I said, not as bright. That adds a little bit more than before. Yeah, that's nice. It's quite nice actually. A bit of colour. Then you can see, you can sort of see that we've got a bit of mist going on. And what I might do is sort of lighten some of the mist. Give it that effect that maybe the clouds are in fact down here as well. Maybe there's a bit of light on some of them. Light is hitting some of this as well. And then things are really changing on this painting. And then what about some this getting dark? Bit of dark here. Can have a bit of a land there. If I get a little bit of a dark browny, greeny sort of thing here, I'll give that something more. I wonder if there is a little bit of land in amongst that. There is. There is, we just made it up. It's got some green on it. And that light that's hit there, maybe it's hitting this one side on here. Just use my finger to melt it away a bit. And on that bit there. Bit on here. Yeah, that's quite interesting actually. That's come out a lot better than I thought it would. It's one of those paintings that kind of developed and become something more than what I was expecting. That's that freedom that I want in my art now. I want to be more free. Freedom. You can make me pay more for my gas and electric, but you can't take away my painting freedom. Oh dear. Here we go. Here we go. Oh yes. Yes. God, I really like this. It's got a lot of atmosphere, hasn't it? You see these materials I'm really starting to enjoy more and more. The more I use them, the more I realise I can do all these different things with them and mess around with them. I'm just a big kid really, I just like playing around with paints. But anyway, I think we're about somewhere. I don't want that to be too much there, but I do want to indicate there is something there. Some more land of sorts. I noticed my other side, side of the mountain, the sort of a bluey white, it's kind of vanished really. See if I can put some more in. There we go. And a little bit here. A little bit of blue in there as well. Okay. I think I am finished there. Got a lot of atmosphere going on in this one, and some nice lights popping through here and there. I'm quite happy with it. It's really turned out well. It's one of those paintings I've managed to fluke together. So what I might do, I might put a bird here, just stood like there. Not sure what kind of bird, but would that be facing that way? Maybe it's getting ready to take off. Looks a bit like a penguin. Don't really want a penguin there. Let's get rid of the penguin. Right, let's have another go. Trying to think how it would look. That's the problem, isn't it? I haven't got any reference. I'm trying to think if it was stood there. Alright, let's forget a bird. What if there was somebody stood there instead of a bird? Stood right on the bottom of the page. Maybe it's a warrior. And he's... there we go. He's going to throw his sword. He's got this mighty sword. And he's used it to save the kingdom. And now he's come to throw it. Throw it away. Because he doesn't want... the responsibility of having such a powerful sword anymore. And he's decided to give the sword up. And he's I don't want this anymore. I don't want the responsibility. Although he would sound more like a warrior, not some crazy person like I usually sound when I do my impressions of warriors. Give him a little bit of colour. That didn't really work. That kind of got rid of his legs, unfortunately. Put them back in. Anyway, he's really small. He really is small, he's difficult to paint. Using this tiny little brush. Give it a little bit of light on that bit of sword. Whoa! The sword's now on fire. Oh man. Actually, it makes it look better. Actually does look quite good. Maybe it is one of those like fire type swords. And the light could be hitting his the side of his head and his arm. Makes it look a bit more dramatic now. Now what I want to do is give it a bit of a dark saber look. Anyway, I think I better stop. I was kind of bit of messed that up anyway. I can tell more than I have. So let's go back to this idea of a little bird somewhere. Maybe there. Oh, it looks like another person. It's like a wizard. Something's going on there. Right, I'm gonna call this one finished. Thanks very much for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Things were getting very different. I enjoyed myself actually. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun and enjoying yourself. So thanks very much for watching this one, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.